speaks for itself, printing monsters and ghouls straight out of hell. From skeletons to witches, his designs are supreme in the realm of horror. He reigns supreme. Frightful Forge, he's the master of fright. With his 3D prints, he'll keep you up all night. Spooky creatures crawling out of his machines. Frightful Forge, the Halloween scene's new king. TV's new king. Twitch.tv/Frightful Forge.
And that's you, Mark.
Hi everyone, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Actually, I have nothing to say tonight other than take it away, Dan.
Okay. Howdy, folks. I am GM Dan with Frightful Forge, and we have been running through the Journey Through the Radiant Citadel module series as a live play podcast in 5e, with a few changes here and there. We have a very eclectic group of players playing from across the D&D multiverse and of a variable cornucopia of species and classes, including homebrew. Yeah, we're deep into a place called the Market Games, which is a series of challenges meant to make our players' characters more well known to the merchants in the area to help with their investigation on what's been going on between a rival feud between two huge family-owned businesses at the night market, the Dinsim Night Market. And I will go into a last time on, but first, let's go ahead and start with the players. So I'm going to start with Mark and go around the horseshoe. Go ahead, take it away, Mark.
Hi, I'm Mark. I'm playing New, a human chef.
That would be Travis.
Okay, so I couldn't tell which order I see on your screen now. I am Travis, or the Crow Dad. I play Keck, the Thry Queen Fighter.
I'm Shank. I am playing Sibo Bottle Pop, the Goblin Alchemist.
I'm Naomi. I'm playing Prudence, the Tiefling Bard.
And I'm Andres. I'm going to be playing Irandi, the Harengon cleric.
Nice, nice. We are missing 3 players tonight. If you guys are watching, you are sorely missed. But hopefully you'll be able to catch up next Monday. Okay, so picking up where we left off, it was between 2 market games. You guys had been asking questions of some of the vendors. The bugbear had just lifted up and pushed a rock underneath the stall, the Zungun noodle stall, which had a fire, and so it was kind of leaning, so he kind of propped it back up, finding 2 kind of slimy fruit peels tucked underneath the base of the stall. Andres had just, or Olvida had just gone to fetch Silas, I believe, and you were with.
I think Silas was with
Maybe Prudence.
Prudence, right?
Yeah.
So
I
the
was with
3 of you, met up, and Sibo and New had been talking to Sid the Squid, and got a little bit of more details on the fact that it seemed that Kassem, one of the Arum brothers, was looking to buy one of the family vendor series, which is not, it's not within the tradition of the night market. And Prudence had chased down an old man who said he saw ghosts at the Tien Noodle, both actually. He said he tripped over at one over nothing, and he said he heard like some kind of voices or sounds, ghostly sounds coming from Tien Noodles. So as we shake back in, all of you, please make me a Constitution save.
Ooh.
You have ability modifiers. Next to ability modifiers on your character sheet are your saving throws. For some of you, you might get an additional +2 for your proficiency bonus to that saving throw, if your class has that as a prep.
And which one did you say, Con?
Constitution, please.
And that's just a D20 plus your con modifier.
Plus your con
No.
modifier, unless
Look under the saving throw box.
yeah.
Yeah, it's con.
For
No.
some classes have an additional bonus to each class has an additional bonus to 2 saving throws. For fighter, it might be.
Oh, mine is for
strength.
con.
Okay, so you will get an additional +2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
is
17.
Is your strength and con?
Yeah.
Do you have an additional +2 to strength and con for your saving throws? Not ability rolls, but saving throws.
Yes, it's already got the +2 in it, so it's
Okay.
15.
Perfect. Okay.
So,
I got a 5.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
8.
8. All right.
Excuse me, 7.
Those of you that got under a 10 collapse to the ground in pain. You're only just able to stifle a cry out, as all of you feel this pain, but some of you were able to shrug it off more than others. There is a burning sensation in the mark, the 9-point mark that you woke up with at the House of Convalescence. There's a bright flash of blue light, and those of you that were standing near Karuk, Una, or Silas, you see their bodies kind of do this wavy, almost a mirage motion, and then sparkles fill their vision like a Star Trek transporter kind of, and they explode into a million pieces of light, not gore, of like
Still,
dust. And
no
you-
one told me this came with the tattoo.
you get the feeling after the pain resides that they're fine. You're not sure how to explain it, but something ties you to them, which you hadn't felt until now. But there are threads that are tying you to them, and wherever they are right now, you can still feel that they're okay.
I'll be back in like 20 seconds. I
yeah.
gotta let the dog in.
Yep. Ovida,
Mhm.
in your training long ago, when you were still a young Harengon, there was a spell that you had been the subject of that you have not been able to replicate yet. A spell similar to Life Link,
Mhm.
where you can pass hit points or feel somebody's condition through that link. This is very similar to that, but if somebody made it permanent
Okay.
and less obvious. Like with that spell, both you and the recipient know what's going on. With this, you didn't even realize it was a thing until right now, it happening right now.
Gotcha. Well, I'm still rolling around on the floor in front of Prudence, grabbing my stomach.
Okay.
Oh, I think it was the Chili's.
I think it was the Chili's too.
I think I had
And I'm
to.
scratching wherever my tattoo is. I would help, but I need a long nap before I can.
The pain recedes. Uh, as Ovida and Prudence are kind of standing in the walkway, you were heading back to Zungun Seafood.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Do you think that it was the Chili's that made him disappear? Because like you really need to get rid of those.
No, they're so good. I think it just gave me the stomach ache. That's something else. I don't know what that is. They just disappeared.
Yeah.
But I was looking for you guys because I saw what so I explained to you the fire that got started, and then like the things I found, which were like the little bite marks. And I'm starting to think that there might be like something magic, like some sort of magical creature that I don't know of, but just because like there's so much out there that
How
is
big
doing
are the
this.
bite marks?
They're little.
Like little?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mark and Sibo, where are you at this point?
Well, we were walking together on the way back, so we probably just would have collapsed on the ground together right there.
So, I'm gonna say, because it's for ease of GM-ness, I'm gonna say that you guys had seen Ovia and Prudence, who were kind of walking quickly away from you, and not like away from you, but in the same direction, just ahead of you. And so you guys had kind of rushed to catch up, and so you were only about 10 feet away when that happened. So all four of you are within a little stretch. Keck, what were you doing?
I think I was trying to figure out if I can get one of those pony-sized prawns just to eat for myself.
Okay, so now that you have had the same kind of painful experience, you weren't around anyone, but you did get that feeling of like the threads of fate being not snipped but plucked. So you can feel that something happened to 3 people that are attached to you. You don't have a lot of understanding of what that means yet, but that's what you felt. Going back to the Sid the Squid tent, the people have left. The sous chefs are still cleaning up. And you can see that there are still large portions of the shrimp that had been killed still hanging up. They haven't finished butchering it or whatever they're going to do with it. But it's just hanging up there at the back.
Well, having felt that, I think I would probably wander off to see what's going on. Not that I'm that concerned, but
Give me an insight check, please.
12.
Thinking on it, if your teammates had went back into the night market, probably to work with this investigation, they probably went one of 2 places, which is the Tianmo Noodles, which is to the right, or wait, did we figure that out? Was it closer than that? Okay, so Tianmo Noodles to the right, where it's been this whole time, and or Zungun Family Seafood to the left and down a little bit. Let me pull up the map. Sorry, 1 second. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay, so Tianmo Noodles up here, and Zungun Family Seafood here. You are currently in here. You're just leaving this tent.
I'll go to the family seafood place.
Okay. And you start heading that direction. How quickly are you going?
No, I don't. I'm not that concerned, so I'm probably just random, like walking normally.
Okay. There you go. I need to figure out how to do that. I'm sure there's something I can do that flips this back. The 4 of you are standing up. You see that Ovida is just now pushing himself up from the ground, holding his stomach. I would say his face is green, but it's not really green. It's just kind of, you can see the sweat. Probably for the first time since the hot pepper challenge.
Yeah, whenever I explained to Prudence, I would have explained to all of you guys.
Yep. And you did. As you stood up, you noted that they had collapsed just a little bit away from you.
Okay, just by chance, was everybody that fell down in pain also in the chili pepper contest?
No.
Ah, damn. Okay.
Oh, you.
What,
Sorry.
What happened?
They did it
Sorry.
again. I didn't know they did the Marvel Super Drop today, and of course, it's all sold out.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I should have messaged earlier. It's been a day.
No, it's all good. Not your fault. I asked them to send me a message. They did not.
Sorry, brother.
It's all good. I apologize.
Well, I'm commiserating. Okay. Trying to figure out where we are on the. There we are.
Yeah, that's why I was apologizing. Sorry, I ruined your train of thought. Somebody just sent me a message, and that's why I was like, "Oh, you sons of guns!"
Yeah, but one of the guys at work pointed at me. Okay, anyway, you guys are all pushing yourselves up, and you are standing in the thoroughfare. People are looking at you funny as they're walking by, as the 4 of you are kind of just standing in the middle of the larger walkway before heading south. You're about here. So right around the corner.
Oh, cool.
Oh, sorry. How about there? There. Nope. I'm still trying to get the mouse working the right way. There you go.
Oh, so I was headed the right way.
You were headed the correct direction, yeah.
Nice.
And as you get to the area with the moat, you actually see them walking up to Zungun Family Seafood. You see that with the fire out and the stall back at a normal height, business has resumed, and they are pretty popular. Okay. What would you guys like to do?
So I was explaining the creature, and that's why I was looking for Silas, because I know that they've got a lot of experience, probably being a ranger with like weird creatures,
Mm-hmm.
but they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
So, do
Like,
any of you?
is it like rat bite small or like bigger than rat bite small?
Bigger than rat bite.
Like a dog?
I would say like between a medium-sized dog and a cat.
Okay.
But are you so are you looking at the? Give
No,
me.
I was
Yeah.
just asking him about the size of the bite
Okay.
marks because
Well, I can
I
show
didn't
the
think they were
I can show the bite marks if we're back at the
Yeah, you're back at the
if we're back
the
at the
stall.
noodle house.
okay. Then yeah.
So you, Sibo and you also heard that there were shoe marks on the walk that had been uh, taken. Um, the gammon, the small kobold child, had been seen grabbing it from Tianmo Noodles, saying it was theirs, and taking it back to the family seafood business. And looking at both the the long wooden leg of the saw that had been broken off because it was on fire, and the handles of the wok, the fairly large wok, you can see they have in fact been chewed on. Something with sharp teeth, a little bit larger than a normal sized cat. You're guessing.
How large is a child kobold?
Um, like maybe a human 6-year-old, 7-year-old.
Okay,
Still
so
edible.
smaller than the chompy bites out. And you said it was bit now like the handle, the wooden handle. There's like not chunks sticking out of the metal, right?
No, it's the wooden handle. And just for clarification, kobolds have large pointy teeth. So even this child, he has teeth like a mastiff, right? They're big and gangly like dragon teeth.
And this is bite marks out of the cart.
Out of the wood of the handles of the wok, and
Ah,
there's a tall leg that held up a corner of the stand of the stall, and that had been lit on fire, and so you can see that fire had almost boiled down the wood, and at the top of it there's the same kind of claw marks and bite marks at the top of that stanchion.
Paw marks. Would it be? What would it be to try and guess at what this is?
um to get more details about maybe this, not the stats but the physical size and shape and stuff, it might be a arcana check or a nature check to see if you've heard of something that might do this. You can also look around other places and um,
Do the tracks lead anywhere?
so
Or is there just
there are
random?
no tracks.
Oh, I thought that
Now that
said
you
top
guys are
speed.
here,
If there's no tracks, that means it probably flew.
there now that you're here, can the five of you, now you're caught up because they're all standing around the stall, can all five of you please roll a perception check?
7.
8.
22.
I think a 7 for me as well.
Maybe so
19.
good if it's hide and seek.
Okay, sorry. Who rolled over a 15? Okay, I thought so. So Sibo and Keck, as you're kind of looking around and looking for additional clues, you both spot a little bit of wetness that is a dark orange. It's peeking out of one corner of the stall. It's around the corner from where Karuk found some of these additional peels, but you find what's like a slimy orange fruit peel that is laying tucked halfway under the stall around the corner.
I'll walk over and pick it up.
It both looks and is very slimy, but it has a fruity fragrance, and
Okay.
you can see the edges have been nibbled.
Is there more of it on the ground?
Give me an
Or is he
investigation.
holding all of it?
So it was one fruit that is now flat.
Does it look like it belongs with other ingredients in that stall?
That is a very good question. Give me an investigation check. And just for the record, as he picks it up, the rest of you see it. So it's not something that he still just knows about. It's a fairly fairly large skin.
What does it smell like?
It's
Fruit.
like that. It's like a fruity, fresh, fruity smell. What did you roll?
Okay, so it's
Shane?
not bad.
12.
Not bad. 12. You don't see anything that would match this currently in range of what you can see. Also, the couple desserts they have, which in your estimation, that's where a fruit would go.
Mhm.
They don't have anything almost everything is berries, and this is not a berry, not any berry you've seen.
Is it at all
And the
recognizable?
people who are running that stall are present for this?
They are busy. They are very, very busy. They, through Ovida, they gave you the okay to do your investigation because, of course, they asked you to investigate this as long as you didn't get in the way. And so far,
hope this is not how they keep hold of their ingredients. Maybe it's just me.
Once they point it out, can I see if I can identify it by taste?
you sure
Sir,
can.
you are about to make a goblin vomit.
1 second. I have to do a second of research.
That never bodes well.
Of course, give it to the chef. He will gladly eat anything, apparently.
Okay.
I was about to ask to taste it too.
It is poisonous to humans. So go ahead, Mark.
Oh,
No,
yep, okay.
I'm just kidding.
I wouldn't know till I put it in my goblet.
The real life version of this fruit, I wanted to know which section of the world it came from, so I could tell you if it came from the section of the world this game is based on.
Got it.
I think I know what it is, but I don't know. I'm going to find out.
Okay. All right. So, Mark, you tasted it.
And
Ovida is
I-
tasting it.
And immediately fell
Yes.
over dead.
Prudence, what are you doing?
Probably.
Watching them?
Okay. So, Mark,
Yes.
please roll your what we have decided is your cooking skill.
Got it.
Is it based off intelligence?
No, it's wisdom.
Okay, that's fine. As long as it was wisdom or intelligence.
Yes, 17.
17. Okay.
Yes.
Olita, if you could please roll a mm, nature or survival.
15.
Okay. And because there is a chance you might recognize it, Prue, if you could please roll me
Yeah, I was
a
gonna.
survival.
Okay, thank you. I was gonna say, oh, I'll still be looking at it.
I'm only half interested because it's not me.
Yeah. So I'm also doing. Here's the thing I'm doing. Right. I know the section of the world that is similar to where Irandi is from. I know the section of the world that is similar to where New is from, and I know the section of the world that is similar to where Prue is from. New
I got a
might
16.
Okay. New might recognize it because he's a chef and has worked with tons of ingredients. Prue might recognize it because it's actually also part nearby where the areas that Prue is from. Okay. Erandi, it is similar to a tree fruit that you have seen maybe once or twice in your life as the goblins were moving from one place to another. But you don't recall what it tastes like or what it smelled like, but you can see from the bottom it's shaped about the same as maybe what
Mm.
that one would be. Um, Prue, you recognize it as a fruit that is well traveled in the spice trade called a persimmon.
Ha! I knew it.
And it is, you have, thinking on it now, you haven't seen any persimmons here at all.
Maybe they're shy.
At all throughout any of the shopping or anything like
Yep,
that.
you haven't seen it anywhere in the night market so far. New.
Okay.
Tasting it, you definitely know it's a persimmon. This isn't just a persimmon, it is a pretty rare species of persimmon that stays ripe for a lot longer. Sometimes persimmons can be like avocados, where
Hmm.
they have a very short life.
Right.
You know from just what you've done that this has a little bit longer life, so this one's probably better to be shipped or to be moved, so it holds up better. But that being said, you've only seen a handful of these in your entire life, and this was just skin sitting here in a place where it probably shouldn't be. You also, especially since you've been looking at the food and at the ingredients of the places you've been walking by, and you've been by 2 different spice houses here,
Hmm.
this is not found here. Not only is this not found here, but you haven't seen any other variants either.
Right. So I haven't seen anywhere selling persimmons. Then, are there docks here? I might ask around if there's
So,
docks near here.
when asking somebody walking by if there are
Yeah.
docks near here, they explain that the night market is about a mile and a half through pretty dense forest to
Mhm.
2 different docks. Um, Actually, I take that back. Hold on. 2.5 miles. Like 2.5 miles and then 3 miles for the 2 docks that are
Mhm.
in Siamsung-go, which is the city state you guys are in right now.
It's also part of a popular location for a multi-dimensional city.
That's true. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, but I'm thinking more than likely whoever dropped this came in by ship. It's possible or not, but I don't know. It's an odd thing to find here.
To me, either way, it's a good question.
So if I rolled a nature check, because I see no footprints and bite marks and a weird fruit, and I have this feeling that there's this animal that really likes that fruit
Mm-hmm.
because it was my favorite cookies, and motherfuckers try to eat my cookies all the time. Would it be a nature check?
Good thing this isn't a family show.
Yeah, I was like just dropping the F-bombs.
You told me it wasn't.
It's not.
You're safe.
I specifically told her she had to change her shirt, but that we weren't a family show.
Yeah.
That was my. I can't say that was the only F-bomb I'm dropping tonight, but like I'll try.
It's all good.
Okay.
Anyway, they were eating my cookies, and I remember specifically. Was it a nature check? Okay.
Yeah, give me a nature check.
11.
You can think of no animal that fits all of those characteristics.
It's because animals are gross. So why is someone?
I think you just
bringing
answered your own
animals-
question.
Okay, cool.
You don't have a lot of animal knowledge because animals are gross.
Tasty, but that's after they're cooked. They're persimmons. I don't know what they're doing here. I don't think they grow here. But and I haven't seen anyone selling it, but yeah, that's not supposed to be here, I don't think.
No, it's not.
Reptiles like fruit.
I was gonna ask if chameleons really like persimmons.
Why are you asking me? Says Shylock. He's been here the whole time. You just haven't seen him.
I was just curious if you liked this fruit, if you would know where we might find more, because you're from here.
Can I see that? And he puts up a oddly shaped hand that has two fingers pointing in opposite directions like a chameleon. He grabs the wet, mushy peel and he smells it and goes, I don't recognize this at all. And then, horrifically, his belly opens from the center, and you can see a long, strange tongue that wraps up like a proboscis tentacle, wraps around the peel and slams it back into his mouth, into the stomach mouth, and the stomach mouth squishes closed with a wet sound like somebody hitting a balloon of jello.
I say no
Is
as I
that-
scoop him up and chuck him as hard as I can, as far as humanly away from us.
Can I just auto fail my constitution check right there?
Heck, secondary arms start clapping.
Was that actual, Mark?
No,
Okay.
but that was more commentary for the GM. You're a bad person.
And the stomach mouth closes, and he goes, "Nope, I don't recognize that taste." When it closes
I'm
shut,
gonna go wash
you
my
can just
hands.
barely see the line. It almost looks like a scar bisecting his stomach.
Are there bars around here?
Yes. I'm not sure how serious your question was, but I can show you if you'd like.
Yes, please.
And with the sound of squishing
I need to
feet,
get past that.
he takes your hand and starts leading you off. I was waiting for Mark.
What? Oh, sorry. Yes, you were leading him off. My bad. Nope. Nope. There it is.
And he leads you around the corner and down the walkway a little bit to a place that I would loosely call a tavern tent. There is one gigantic barrel in the center of the tent, and it maybe can hold like 1,000 gallons. It's huge, and there are taps around the outside, and a bar between, like a round bar between the people working the taps and the people sitting at the stools. This is a place you drink to get drunk, as
Oh, thank goodness.
most of the clientele are barely propped up on their seats.
I must sterilize my mouth with the alcohol and my brain from those images.
As you walk up, you see there are several men working behind the bar, and upon closer inspection, they all look the same. It's a bald man, very trim mustache. He has a mostly white, like brewmaster's smock on. There's like stains here and there, and he has a yellow shirt with the sleeves rolled up, and there are 7 or 8 copies of him, passing out drinks or cleaning glasses, humming a soft tune.
A round of the strongest thing you have so I can erase memories from my brain.
Yeah, of course. Oh, hey! Why don't you have a seat? First one's on the house. I see you took place in the cooking competition. And he sets a beer in front of you.
Thank you.
The other 4 of you, what are you doing?
Is there anyone that looks like they're tipsy but not completely drunk?
Okay,
Keck wants to eat them.
so you followed Prudence?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
$16.
There are a handful of people that are pretty far gone, but still not. You said, but still conscious?
Well, they're tipsy but not like passing out drunk.
Yeah, there's a handful. Yeah.
I'll just go up to the closest one and pick him up out of his seat.
Okay.
And in his head, he'll hear, "Where can I buy disgusting fruit?"
Yeah, what he said.
He attempts to cry out and push away from you and tripping over a bar stool. A strange, scary voice in his head from a monster cockroach. Give me a strength check as you're holding him up.
Strength check, not save, right?
Strength check.
9.
He pushes out of your grasp and is now on the floor, kind of scooting away from you. Yeah, probably the dumps, man. Probably the dumps.
That sounds right. And I'll go over to Prudence.
He stands and grabs his buddy and says, Did you see that thing? And then pulls his buddy off the stand. They toss a couple of coins on the table and rush out of the tent.
The
I'm gonna have to-
inebriated skin sack, says the dump.
Okay. He needs a double.
Okay. Here you
I'm
go.
not going to the dump. Unless and let me have this first.
He's not sure what a double is. They only serve ale, so he just gives him 2 ales.
A big cup of ales. But yeah, 2. I'll pay the rest. They followed me, right?
This.
That means his tolerance is low.
Okay. Sibo, New, and Ovida.
I'm gonna go to Tien Noodles and just keep an eye on them to see if anything's happening over there.
I was with Keck.
Oh, you're with Keck. Okay.
Yeah.
So both of you have a hot chili pepper badge somewhere attached to something, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. And so your first drinks are free as well, and people are applauding you and slapping you on the back um, as you sit and drink.
How would I drink?
I assume you just pour it or put your mandibles up to it, and they do like a finger test.
Yeah, but they can't like pull it in. I think I just dunk my mouth in it and suck,
I mean,
like using my mouth as a straw.
Just
Just
I mean,
just low hanging fruit there, huh? Just gonna
Yep.
let that.
yep. I'm
Let that
trying
go
real
down.
hard to just
Yep.
let that go.
name of your
Family
team.
I
show.
just
That was an
I
international.
pick up because I'm considered small size, I believe.
Hmm.
The mug is bigger than my head, so I just pick it up kind of like a bucket and start chugging it down.
I'm drinking a lot because I just realized that I just brought a giant insect and what looks like a green small child into a bar.
There's like
He's-
ale literally
he's a goblin.
coming out of both sides of the
Okay,
tankard as
they're
I'm drinking,
familiar
just
with goblins.
pouring down
Yeah.
my back.
You're wearing more than you are drinking.
Yes, but I am still full.
New.
I guess I'll follow them, but I'm not going to drink. But I will.
You're following to the bar, or you're following to Tian Moon Noodles?
Um, probably to the bar.
Okay. As you make it to the bar and you see the chaos that's unfurling in front of you. People have both left and come into the tent because of the four people now sitting at the bar. Some want to slap you on the back and tell you congratulations, good job. We saw you cooking, you looked great. Some of them are not attached to the chaos, and so they're leaving. Ovida, you make your way across to Tianmo Noodles. There is a vast difference between the two restaurant stalls. The Zungun family seafood. The tent is very bright and has a lot of dragonfish and like aquatic designs plastered up. There's signs for the different recipes and stuff. Tianmo noodles is is austere the right word? Like it's almost more like
Or
fine dining
yeah,
Okay.
where everything is clean and precise, and they stick to their solid colors, and um, things are a lot more neat and trim. But as you walk up,
Oh, I want to post up across the street. Just keep an eye on them
okay,
because there seems to be a lot of stuff happening to Zungu,
I
and I
was
want to see
I was about
if.
to say it's a strange piece of timing
Uh,
that you walk up and lean back against the edge of a harder tent, like the tent has a hard back. You kind of lean up against it as there's someone cries out from Tianmo Noodles. You can see the chef, a couple of the sous chefs, which look to be family, cry out as small, wet, orange peels drop from the top of their tent, from like the holes in the top of their tent where smoke would go out, into their
huh.
tent and rain down inside the tent. Maybe 20 or 30 of these peels. And
And
you
they're
can
just dropping it from a hole in their tent.
so they've got a bunch of stoves, right? And so the way I
Uh-huh.
picture it is they have a tent covering, right? A stall covering, but they have holes in it so that the smoke can get out.
Yeah.
And so it's from these holes that it's just showering, these peels are showering in.
I'm gonna use my Herringon can do this like jump.
Okay.
My rabbit hop.
It is a tent.
Yeah,
It's
but
not a building. I'm just saying jumping on top of it might be bad for everybody.
I want to
Please
see.
do.
I got 2 hops. No, that's
you
good.
have
I'm
Barbie.
hop on it.
It's like double jumping in video games, right?
Did I write down my weight? Let me write down my weight. Make sure I have it.
Double jumping onto a toadstool in Mario, maybe.
Yeah, I have my weight written, so just in case. I'm gonna hop onto the tent and see what's up there. Trying to stay near a pole because I know, like, if I'm near a pole, it'll probably support me better.
As you, do you have to make a roll?
I leap 10 feet.
Okay.
If you want me to add more, I can do it.
I'm
That's
gonna
what I
assume
said.
you make a run across the street and then jump, and you jump 10 feet. You land near a pole, and it just barely holds your weight. The whole stall shakes as you land, because you're not a light creature, and you landed on essentially a canvas tent. It has a frame, but the frame's not meant to hold uh, that much rabbit meat. So you hit it, and you can hear a soft tearing sound that you know is a dangerous sound if you stay put. But one thing that does happen, give me a perception check. Do you get any bonuses for hearing
Let me
specifically?
double check. I just get proficiency in it.
In
Perception.
Okay, so give me a perception check.
Can I guidance myself?
I mean, you can in Baldur's Gate 3.
6. So we'll do that too. So
Let's
12.
let's say you did that in preparation for jumping up here.
So yeah, before I jump up there, um I ask the nameless one to help me keep an eye out for mischief that I can join in. And I got a total of 15.
I was really expecting to say a total of 4. Okay. The dropping of fruit from the holes immediately stops when you're in midair. You're looking down, and you can see the fruit. It was sitting around the hole on top of the tents. There's 3 or 4 of these holes, and there was groups of peels sitting around them, almost like they were being pushed into the tent. You see that stopping. So, do you guys understand what I'm saying? About
Yeah, they rolled to the.
Yeah, there was like a hole, and then there was like almost as if rain had happened, but fruit peels were up there, and they were being pushed in to the hole. And there's like 3 or 4 of these holes where that was happening. That stopped, so you still see some of these peels sitting around the holes. You heard screeches from several creatures, but they were fearful screeches. Like, oh crap, let's get out of here screeches. And you felt and heard wings. Probably 3 or 4 sets of wings taking off.
It's
But I
flying
don't
monkeys.
see
Where's the
anything.
witch?
But you don't see anything.
Imps. Little jerks. Alright, I'm gonna drop down.
Okay. You see that there is a lot of chaos happening in the tent. The persimmon peels fell into a lot of things that were being cooked. People are trying out. Some people got splashed by oil and food, but they're being taken care of. And the giant rabbit-sized person hitting the roof also startled them. Once you jump down, the gnome proprietor says, "Oh, thank goodness! Did you find him? Was he up there?
Was who up there?
Gammon. He's small enough that he could get up there. And dump
Oh
this thing
no,
on us.
you've got imps. There's imps doing this.
Imps? They don't
Yeah,
recognize the word.
Oh, it's a small little monster. It's about like, and I like just give a rough description of imps, which is like devilish. They've got wings, hands. I'm thinking it's imps because they also turn invisible.
Toddlers.
Out of character, didn't we hear children laughing or laughter? Maybe I'm remembering something different.
Chittering laughter is what
Yeah.
the old man.
Yeah.
What the old man heard from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like imps. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it
go
does.
over to Zungoon Family Fish where there's no imp infestation and the food's really delicious, and I walk out.
Oh no! But they're both being
They're
sabotaged.
both being
by the
messed with,
same
but I like
item.
Zungoon Family noodles a lot
Yeah.
more. Than this.
As you make your way back to Zungoon, and you guys are kind of leaving the bar, leaning a little bit, you know the alcohol from that tavern tent was very, very weak. As you'll note, I didn't even make you roll for it. It was a large barrel of very weak alcohol that you guys didn't pay for. Because every time somebody new came in, they saw your pins and wanted to buy you around. As you are all kind of meeting once again in the thoroughfare, you hear a which are the same horn type sounds so that you know that the next round of the market games is about to begin.
Thought someone's beeper was going off.
I can't make horn sounds.
Do we know where, or do we just go back to where we were?
Yeah, it's the third tent in the center.
Okay, cool.
If you remember, Karuk actually spied into the tent and told you that it was a fairly large tent and had a small, what he thinks was a gnomish woman sitting in the center, surrounded by different yarn projects she was working on. But it was very dark and he couldn't pick out many other details. So it is this tent.
Which tent?
Oh, sorry. Nope, I was there. Okay. This tent.
Oh, okay.
So you guys make your way back across the moat and towards that tent. There is only one entrance. And unlike the previous, which had big open tent flaps, it was open as you guys were walking in and it was shut. This one has closed tent flaps about the height of a medium-sized creature. There have golden knitted tassels, and you can see a small sign that's been left out front in very neat handwriting. It says, "Please enter for Madam Kubo." Where are you?
Adam
For
Cooper.
Madam Culp's hide and seek. Mark, I don't want to alert you, but your room's on fire.
I don't understand.
Your video was just on fire.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So you're standing outside the tent. You see a small handwritten sign that says, "Please enter Madam Culp's hide and seek challenge."
That's CULP.
KULP.
It's on the map.
Oh, sorry.
The
Yeah, I
name
can't
of
read
her.
it.
Oh, okay.
I never learned to read.
The worst part of all is I never learned to read.
I'm just gonna walk in.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
We stroll in
Do
with
you-
the
do you
Guardians of the
see her?
Galaxy slow-mo shot.
No, you don't see her, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see her, right?
Yeah, we see
do
her.
you have
Yep.
the worms on her?
Yep.
Is
So
she there?
give me 1 second.
Oh,
I want to eat them.
wait.
Okay. Wow.
That's
Well, they look tasty.
Seated at the middle of this sizable empty tent is a wizened gnome at work amid tangles of colored yarn. Several fuzzy, kitten-sized blue caterpillars drowse on her, nestled in her clothing and hair. The gnome peers up and says, "Welcome. I am Madam Cope. Are you here to play hide and seek with my gentle friends?" She looks to be like 300 in gnome years. She's a very near ancient elderly gnome. Around her, she has a set of knitting needles in her hands that are constantly at work as she's talking. But now that you guys have entered this fairly large space that has piles of knitted goods and large balls of yarn bigger than the woman herself, you see that there are several other knitting needles hovering around her, doing projects of their own. And as you move deeper into the tent, you hear a clicking from throughout the tent, even areas where you can't see needlework being done. You hear the needles at work.
clicking. Sorry, I thought you said
I
licking.
said
And like
licking, and I'm like,
I'm
ew,
like,
it
ew?
sounds like licking.
Cl- Clicking.
Yeah, got it.
Clicking. Yeah,
Got it
I
from
got that now.
context.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
The place those citrus peels came from.
I was just looking for the giant cat that was licking the tent.
Nice.
My antennas are going crazy, and I'm very excited staring at those caterpillars.
These are like my children. There is
He
one
wants to
rule
eat
in
children.
the hide and seek below. You mustn't harm my children. They are my littlest friends. They are tut crow caterpillars, and they are hiding down below. You must bring me 5 caterpillars in 1 minute. Also looking around you guys, you see that it doesn't appear there's any audience for this challenge. In the other challenges, there were large audiences. It was very much a show, and this doesn't seem to be like that.
Hmm.
Where is... I'll use this. Okay. 1 second, sorry.
Is that 5 apiece or 5 total?
Okay,
One for each of you, so 5 total.
so
So no,
the
self find 2, bring back 1.
No, find 2, bring back 2.
the caterpillars, what are they just hanging out with her? Are they doing stuff? Are they making?
They seem to be curled up sleeping or watching you guys closely.
Where's the yarn coming from?
Big balls of yarn from around the room.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. But they're just like okay.
They are silkworms.
Okay, that's what I figured. I just
Hmm.
oh, okay.
It occurred to me I didn't have a map from my own frame of reference for where you guys are.
There aren't any mulberry trees in the plaza area, right?
Mm-mm.
Damn.
Okay. Are there any questions?
Okay, I'm few. They're caterpillars, right? And they're all the same color?
These ones are all the same color. Is that a question you're asking?
I'm just looking around and observing because if we're supposed to be finding
The
them,
5 or 6 you see on her are all blue. You don't see any right now throughout the rest of the tent, but the tent is pretty dark. There is a single lit lantern in front of her on the floor. There are large, I would say they're like beanbag chairs, like love sack beanbag chairs, that are yarn. Like, they're either knitted or they're large balls of yarn that have been sat on so many times they have shaped a medium-sized creature's butt.
We are quite lucky that my character does not share my impulse for crafting because nothing would have gotten done at this point.
Are there any questions?
Do they have names?
Oh, yes. This one is Cleven. This one is Bill. This one is Thomas. This one is and this one is Laffy, because he makes me laugh.
Do any of the ones we're looking for have special names?
All of my friends have names. That would be silly if they didn't.
Absolutely. Do you have a list of the names?
If you give me one moment. And she stands and she lets go of her knitting needles and slowly walks across the room. It's a fairly large tent, so it takes her a while to walk across the room, get a small quill, and then she starts walking across to the other side of the tent. She finally gets there to get ink, and then walks back to her position where she was sitting and goes, oh, paper, and starts slowly walking back to the first place where she got the quill.
Oh, I'm just throwing stones here. If you guys have any relevant questions, I'm going to be starting to call names downstairs.
She gets everything and begins writing you a list, and she has a list of about 30 names that she gives you.
Heck yeah, I'm taking that.
And then she sits back down and begins her needlework. Were there any other questions?
Just when we start.
Oh, whenever you're ready.
Okay, how likely are they to be underfoot? I don't want to hurt anyone.
Just be careful where you step, dear.
Okay.
Now remember, do not harm my little friends.
We are all looking at Keck, right?
Yeah, Keck.
That'll be nice.
Okay. Well then,
Suffer.
I wish you all good luck. I will start the timer once you get to the bottom of the ladder. Sitting angled up against the far side of the tent is a seemingly normal looking door. She sets down her knitting needles again. She walks over to the door and lays it down on the ground and opens it. As she opens it, you can see there's an opening straight down with a ladder that looks well used, but heavy duty, down into the darkened depths below.
That's rad. Yeah, I'm gonna go down.
Yeah, I'm climbing
Yeah,
down.
same. Dark vision helps, right?
Yeah, probably. How many
Yeah.
do you
There's
have?
only
Go ahead, Mark.
there's only one ladder, right?
Only one ladder, yeah.
So the slowest person should go first.
No, she'll start the timer when everyone's down there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you're all down there. She takes the lamp and she sets it next to the ladder up top on ground level, so that you guys can see the top of the ladder from where you are down below. So it's not just like a dark climb up and down. When you get to the bottom, you see you're going to be in H1. You see a fairly long room to the left and the right. There are... Where are you? The ladder descends into a dimly lit room smelling of dust and sweet spices. Musty furniture and crates are strewn about the space. A door points north. You can see there's a couple of round end tables that have various knickknacks sitting on them. There's a whole bunch of boxes to the east that are piled up. The room does smell like spices, and it's likely that some of these boxes, based on smell, are where some of those spice smells are coming from. This is obviously part of her storage. There's an overstuffed chair that smells kind of musty and is covered in a thin layer of dust right next to the ladder, and a desk that looks mostly unused along the southern wall.
You said it was really dusty.
Yep.
Is there any disturbed
dust,
areas?
dusty and musty.
Yeah, but like, is there disturbed areas in the
Give me
desk?
investigation check as you're looking through, and everyone please roll me initiative.
Okay.
$21 for
I got a
initiative.
13 on the investigation.
Okay.
16 for me.
6.
Did you say you wanted investigation from everybody?
No, initiative.
No, yeah, 16 was my initiative.
4 for initiative.
7 for initiative.
You said 6, right, Andres?
Yep.
Okay.
Dan, did you get mine?
I did. Thank you. You're first. Okay, Naomi, as you descend the ladder and start looking around, you see there are a lot of small trails left in the dust, as if a caterpillar climbed all over the place. It isn't a lot of dust; it's mostly clean, and the smell is mostly musty from the various fabric. As you can see, somehow the walls have fabric wallpaper. And in areas you can see where wetness has gotten to the wall, like to the wallpaper. So it's decaying in places, or it's probably where the musty smell is coming from. So, she says, "Are you ready? Go!" She calls from the top of the stairs as you guys begin moving. There is a small, quiet music playing throughout this underground abode. It's hard to place, but it definitely sounds like some kind of gnomish funk music. It's got some kind of brass instrument playing against a set of soft drums. Yes,
Is the clicking still going?
no. I mean, you can hear it quietly upstairs, but not really. The ladder is about 10 feet tall, 15 feet tall. So these ceilings are pretty high. So there are really two extra actions that you can perform in your initiative, and that's looking for a caterpillar and collecting a caterpillar. Currently, you're in H1, and there is a door to the north.
I'd go through the door and start looking for
It's
a caterpillar.
It's Shank
Shank
first, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Shank first. Oh, sorry.
You're good. We're going by
Um,
initiative order.
I will. Did Prudence point out the trails?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're like spider webbed all over.
Okay. I think I just want to start looking around in here, see if I can find one and get out.
Okay.
What is to the east end of that room? Looks like a bunch of little boxes.
Yeah, it's a bunch of like storage boxes. Like she had a bunch of supplies that she just left down here.
I would like to investigate those.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation or perception check, whichever you prefer. It's probably investigation since you're actually searching through.
Yeah. How about a 21?
Yeah. As you're making your way through, you find a bunch of, carefully find a bunch of cocoons. They look like cocoons. They're not really cocoons, but they almost look like very delicate eggs shaped like a kidney bean, but about the size of one of those caterpillars.
And we were told to bring back caterpillars, not ovum.
Yeah. And they seem to be made of, well, I mean, they're made of silk. So they're very delicate, probably part of what's turned into silk. They've just been stored in these boxes. But looking around the room, including those boxes, it does not seem like there is a caterpillar in here, at least not one that you're seeing.
Okay. With whatever movement I have left, I guess I'll start making my way towards the door.
Okay. You get to the door and kind of start opening it and looking into the next room. It is. I'll tell you what you see in a second. It is Crow next. In room H2, you see an overstuffed couch, a couple overstuffed seats, and a magazine rack. Except it's not a magazine rack. It has a whole bunch of like thin periodicals and books from what seems like literally all over. They're in languages you don't recognize. Each of these rooms seems to be lit by a source about as equal to a torch, but you don't see it. And it seems that when you open the door, that light is automatic. Like it's dark, and then as you open the door, the light comes on. There is a small side table next to each of the overstuffed chairs, and it looks like there is a glass of unknown brown liquid sitting on each of the side tables. On the one closest to the door, on this one, is it there? Nope. Stupid two mice. On this one here, there is also a large cigar in an ashtray, and it's still smoking. Like there are whiffs of cigar smoke joining the spices in this room. And it's you, Crow.
Okay, can I get past SIBO to get into the H2?
Yeah.
Okay, I would go in there and search the couch.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation or perception check.
14.
You find a white furred caterpillar. Is nestled in between the cushions trying to pretend it's a pillow.
Can I collect it, or do I have to do that on a separate turn?
I'm gonna say you can you can search for it and then find caterpillar.
Okay, I will attempt to collect it.
Okay, so you can try to call it to you, or you can try to grab it with a sleight of hand check.
What is called? Does calling it to me? What is that?
That's an
Separate.
animal handling check, and that's essentially going here, caterpillar, caterpillar, here, caterpillar, and seeing if it comes to you.
Okay, I'll try. I guess I'll try to do sleight of hand to grab it.
Okay.
15.
You reach out with a quick grab, and you gently grab hold of it. It feels like a feather boa. Like it's almost weightless in your hand, so you actually have to be very careful not to squeeze down on it. And as you grab hold of it, you can feel it kind of moving beneath your carapace in your hand. It is not happy, but it's not making any moves to attack or do anything.
Okay. I'll end my turn. because I don't know that I would have more movement after that.
You also see that the color in the room, the torchlight in the room, has changed from like a yellowish flickering red color of normal fire to more of like a green, like a greenish orange color. Like it flickers back and forth between the two colors.
Okay, so I wouldn't think that maybe the color changes if all the caterpillars have been found in the room.
Maybe. Maybe if a caterpillar was grabbed safely. It is now their turn. And that one shifts, and that one shifts. Okay.
Did any in the room? Well, I'm in each one. Was there any movement in the room that I noticed on this side?
Not that you noticed.
Okay.
Mark.
So not that I noticed.
Not that you noticed.
All right. I'm going to move 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Well, I can get through the door into H2.
You could also move twice and then search.
Okay. I'm going to go through the door and then
Because
kind of
also keep in mind,
search.
you have to bring 5 up. All
Yeah.
5 of you don't have to bring 1 up.
Correct.
So it is a team thing in essentially 10 rounds.
Yeah. So I'm going to, do you want perception or investigation or to search?
So it's going to be perception or investigation, whichever one's better for you.
Okay.
And you're in H3?
H2.
Oh, okay.
I've only moved once. I just made it through the door, and now I'm kind of looking around, trying to see what I can see.
So I will say the color of the torchlight in H2 is different. You see Keck holding one of the small furry creatures. There is a door to the east and a door to the north. That was probably what I
Right.
didn't mention before.
So 15 is what I got on perception.
As you are looking around from your vantage point, you see the strange brown liquid on the coffee tables, the cigar that is still lit and smoking. You do not see any additional creatures in here.
5, 10, 15, 20. So I will move into H4. I can 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, I'll move right to where the H4 is actually.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
The H4 is more of a family room. It too has like a shelf with books in it, and a handful of side tables and boxes for storage. You see an overstuffed couch with a round kitchen table sitting in front of it, a box that looks like it's been used as a seat. There's a plate of food sitting on the table, but it doesn't look like it's gone bad. And a game of what I might call chess, if it was in a different country and a different culture, sitting on the square table to the north of the couch. There is a desk in the corner. It looks like a book. Some kind of manuscript is being written. There's a lot of pages that have been written on and several other blank ones, and a small lantern that is unlit on that desk. And that's what you see in H4. It is Ovila.
I'm gonna double move into H5 or H3. Sorry.
H3. Okay. As you move through H2 into H3, you see that this seems to have been some kind of maybe family room, but family with children. There's a smaller chair, overstuffed chair, next to a table in a corner that has several small toys. All of them look almost high tech for what you've been around before. They're essentially gnomish toys. All of them have some kind of clockwork, and they're
Mhm.
laying out across the table. Most of them look to be in pretty good condition. There's an overstuffed couch with a footstool sitting in front of it, and then a couple other boxes. And in the corner, straight across from the door, laying on the ground, is a door.
I'm gonna thaumaturgy open that door.
As you open the door, from where you are, how far are you into H3?
Uh, I'd be right next to the H3 on the left side of it.
Okay, so from your vantage point,
Mhm.
you see blackness below. It's definitely an open door to something below, but you can't see it from where you are.
Yeah. Cool. That's my turn.
Yep. That is Naomi.
Okay, so really quick, when he is looking at the cocoon things, were they empty?
Yes. So one of the ways that silk is made isn't from attaching a spinning wheel to a silkworm and just pulling silk out its butt.
That's not at all how they're. Get
In this case, worms of this nature, they are put in racks like what you're familiar with, but also they spin them from these kinds of containers. So there's boxes and boxes of these spice-smelling sleeping cocoons. Like the creatures create a cocoon to sleep in, and then they take those and turn them into silk.
I'm gonna grab one of those.
Okay,
Take with me.
okay.
Um.
Give me a dexterity check.
Okay.
Or sleight of hand, if you have sleight of hand. Otherwise, dexterity. Um, as a point of order, when you entered H4 and when you entered H3, that same orangish yellow flickering torchlight was ever present in those rooms. Like it came on as you opened the door.
Okay.
6.
You attempt to put it in your bag, and as soon as it enters the opening of your bag, you crunch. It is super delicate.
Okay, then I'm gonna fluff it back up and put it back.
You place the crunched kidney bean shaped cocoon back amongst all of the perfectly shaped cocoons.
I didn't do that. It was like that when I got here.
Dang it, Keck!
I
Okay,
haven't done anything yet.
you still have some movement though.
Yeah, I'll get to. I want to go to H. We got an H3. Everyone's gotten to H2. We have 2, 3, 4, and 5.
We have
2, 3, and 4.
H1, which is where you and Sibo are. Because Sibo's at the doorway of H1. The furthest you'd be able to get is the doorway of H1. Because that's Sibo essentially did the same.
Okay, I'll get to the doorway and
Okay,
look through.
yeah. And we move to round 2. And start off with Sibo.
Who is in H4?
Me.
Mark. New.
Is anybody in H5?
No.
I want to move into there.
Okay, so are you moving through H3 or moving through H2, H3 or H2, H4?
I'll go H2, H4 to H5.
Okay. As you run through, you'll make your way with the descriptions I said for H2 and H4. You open the door to H5 and make it just inside that door, and what you see is it looks like an area that is being constructed into a bedroom. There is a orangish red flickering light that lights up as soon as you open the door, and there are large stacks of wood, like plywood and beams. There's an overstuffed chair in the corner, and there's a side table and what looks like a bunch of food that had been preserved that was in a barrel has been spilt over. And so the smells of that now not preserved food is wafting through the room with the smells of cinnamon and other spices.
Right.
But since you ran twice, the most you can do is search. Is
Yeah,
like a
I'm gonna
perception
search
check.
that chair right next to the door that I ran through.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a check.
How about a 9?
You don't see anything in the chair.
But
You look great doing it.
cool. That's what I was looking for.
Okay. It is Crow.
How big is this caterpillar? Like, could I conceal it underneath my plates?
I mean, probably not. It's probably a foot and a half long, but it's almost all fur.
Oh, okay, that doesn't sound good.
And now that you've had it and kind of bonded with it, it's not trying to get away either. It's kind of just crawling on your armor.
Okay, I will. I will move into H5. Through H3.
Okay. So you see the same kind of kid toy room I was describing earlier. You see a hole into the abyss that's door shaped along that
Nope.
far wall.
I'm not going near that hole.
And you move up into H5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 5. So you're standing just inside the doorway of H5. And you see the same kind of building materials, overstuffed chair, and preserved food that's been dropped to the floor.
Do I have enough to search that barrel to the left of the door?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's investigation or perception, you said?
Yeah.
7.
You do not see anything on or around that barrel next to you.
That's my turn. I think, is it Arandi or New?
I think it's me next.
No, I thought you had a 6.
Sorry.
Oh, you're right.
It was NPCs.
Yeah.
They were moving.
Gotcha.
And with my high passive perception, do I see any movement or
Sorry.
notice any movement in H4?
1 second. Cheating the system, like always.
I mean,
What was your passive? 15?
I think it's actually the system.
20.
20.
Good lord.
Yeah, so as you are holding very, very still, you did notice movement, but with the way the light is flickering, you're not sure where. So you are reasonably certain there is something in this room.
Okay. I will.
Real quick, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Before you do that, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are you, Prudence? You're in H1 at the doorway?
I'm at the door of H1 to
Okay.
H2.
You note that the light in H2, which was green,
Mm-hmm.
just shifted back to a yellowish red. Okay. And it is Mark's turn.
Okay, so I'm going to attempt search again. Come on, big money. What is that? 22.
Jeez Louise. So, where are we? We're in H4.
I'm in H4.
Yeah.
I'm literally on the H4.
So, as you are kind of peering about the room, you turn your head slowly because you're not moving because you don't want to startle anything, and you see you see that the table that has a chess game on it,
Mm-hmm.
the far corner, you can see a tiny bit of pink fuzz sticking up just over the edge of the game on the far side.
Okay, I'm going to get my ladle
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to walk over to it and try and scoop it into the ladle.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand.
Oh, that's not good. Uh, 10.
It, as you are attempting to scoop it with the ladle, it kind of crunches its back end up and then pushes back against the ladle to, and then it squeezes under the door from H4 into H2. No, I'm sorry, from H4 into H5.
Okay. So, can you bring the map back?
Yeah, 1 second.
No
Shane,
worries.
roll me a
Yeah.
perception check, please.
Because I'm going to
Don't step on
I'm going
me.
to shout. There's one coming into
Yeah.
H5. Or
What'd you say, Shane?
3.
Okay. Yeah, you heard a well, no, 'cause the door is open. So, you heard New shout, "There's one coming up behind you," but you don't see it.
Okay.
Okay. So that would have been 1, 2 to get there. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. I'm going to move just to the left of the door of H5, going to H6.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Yep. Oh, Vida.
I go through the door to the abyss.
So, as you move up to the doorway, all you see below you is darkness. There is no ladder. You don't see walls. You don't see a tunnel. You just see a door that opens into a darkness.
Yeah, I go in there going, "Psst, psst, psst, come here, little guy."
So you're trying to call
I
him
walk
out?
in.
Oh, you walk
Yeah.
in. So it's on the floor. So you would jump in.
Yep.
Okay. Do me a favor and roll me a wisdom save.
Sick. Oh, I'm good at this. 20.
Awesome. You hold it together well as you are floating in an inky darkness and hear the sound, the desperate sound of a door slamming behind you.
Guy. The door slammed behind me.
Yeah, so above you, like you're dropping in the blackness and you're now just floating. You don't feel that you're going down. You don't feel air rushing past your face. You kind of feel like you're floating in inky darkness all around you. The one light from above you was a doorway that is now gone because the door slammed shut.
Shit.
Did I hear that happen since my
All,
door's open into H5?
all of you heard what sounded like a door slamming shut.
Okay.
Cool. I used thaumaturgy to open the door.
What door?
Oh, there's no door anymore?
Not that you see.
Sick. Let me see if I have to see it. You instantaneously cause an unlocked door or window to fly open or slam shut.
I'm also looking
Okay.
at
I think that assumes there is a door.
Yeah, so that's what I'm asking is
Yeah.
if there's a door, then I open it. If there isn't,
Yeah,
then
I'm telling you, you fling thaumaturgy up at
Okay.
the area where the door had been, and it doesn't. You don't hear a door open. You don't see light.
Oh, that sucks.
Iranzi is floating, going, huh? Well, that sucks.
Come here, little guy.
Prudence.
So I'm going to step into H1, which is still orange, right?
You're in H1. You're gonna step into H2.
Yeah. H2, I mean, yeah, which is still orange, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I will look around.
Okay, so give
Well,
me.
yeah, I'll look around first.
I don't know why you give me that look. You're the one rolling the dice.
Yeah, I know, I'm mad at them. I got a 9.
9.
So I didn't. I just start desperately calling off names on the list nicely.
Okay. You don't see any with that search. With that look around. You can still investigate as your other part of your action if you want to actively search through the room.
Yeah, I'll start because you said there's some couches and stuff.
Yeah, there's a large
So
rotation
I'll start
couch, some
looking under
chairs.
couches and start looking around
Okay.
and
So
yeah.
go ahead and give me an investigation check, but that would be the end of your turn.
14.
You see a small furry creature underneath the couch, the chair cushion in the northernmost chair in H2.
I make as close to eye contact as I can with the caterpillar, and I do my best to not move, and I will stare it down, and I hope it does not leave in time until I can catch it.
Okay,
Because I can't catch it, right?
correct.
Right. Yeah, I'll just start saying random names that kind of resemble the ones on the list, and just try to make friends.
Okay. Shank.
Has Keck finished raiding this room for his dinner, or are there still odds that I might find a caterpillar in here?
He has looked. You looked at one thing close to you, but Mark did just say one had come in here before following it in before following it in
Before following in.
himself. Yeah.
Okay. So I will look around and see if I can spot that.
Okay.
Investigate. Yeah, 10.
As you are looking around the room, you don't see a caterpillar, but there is a lot of kind of junky stuff in this room. Different construction projects, but there's still a lot of places to look if there's one in here. Just like Naomi, you can do a second check, but it would be like the rest of your turn besides movement.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do one more look.
Okay.
Hey, natural 20
Nice.
Natural 20. Okay, so that's
for a total of 23.
that's gonna buy you a little extra something something. So as you are peering around and peeking around, you see that tucked underneath one of the tarps in the corner is a bright pink furry caterpillar that you're not sure how it got all the way over there, but it's across the room from you. And so because you're natural 20, I'm going to give you a chance to rush over and grab it. Normally this investigation would have been the last thing you checked, but you did a darn good job of spotting it. So it's going to be a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Uh, 14 on the die with a mod. That makes 17.
17. You rush over and very gently grasp hold of the pink furry caterpillar as it was moving deeper into the lumber and tools. And you're kind of bonding with it a little bit as you grab hold of it. And you can see the light in the room changes from an orangish red flicker to a green and orange flicker.
As we're kind of bonding, I'll kind of like I'll stroke its fur, and it is all right, little one. I will not let the cockroach eat you.
Okay. That was Shank. Crow.
All right. I'm going to go back into H3 because I heard a door slam.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming I'll see that what was an open door with a black void that I walked by is now shut.
You do.
I'm going to go over and open the door.
As you open the door, give me a wisdom save.
That's not good for me.
No,
We all-
That's a 6.
We all float down here, Keck.
As you stare into the void, it stares back. And you are held there, staring down into the inky blackness with one hand perched on the door, looking down into the hole at the base. And now they move. Naomi, give me a
Yeah.
handle animal
Okay.
as you are
Handle
staring
animal?
At, as you are just Naomi, as she's staring it down, the one she found but hasn't grabbed yet.
7.
You gotta give it Chris Pratt hands. You gotta.
I refuse.
No, those are the stop hands, not the come hither hands.
It sinks into the chair, like pushes into the seat as if it were not as much mass as it is. It pushes into the edges of the seat, down into the chair.
Oh. Okay, so kind of how like octopus gets
Yeah.
squeezed in here.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
can't see it anymore.
What color is the light?
It is same color.
Key.
Yep. The color in your guys' room, in H5, went from that greenish hue
Mm-hmm.
back to an orangish reddish hue. And Mark.
I am going to move 2 and be diagonally to the left of the door in H6.
Okay.
And then I'm actually just going to run through to the next door to
Okay.
H7.
So
Because it'd be,
H6 is a large space that was the right half, the eastern half, was set up to be kind of a tea room so far. Some of the stuff that's been unpacked is tea sets and some dry tea areas. The couch and the chair have been moved over. The table has been moved over so that it can be kind of um, pretty and nice to look upon. The area to the west is all storage, as far as you can tell.
okay.
And you run across to open H7.
Yeah, I'll be the space on the other side of the door of H7.
Okay.
That's with my normal movement.
With your normal movement, okay. In H7, this looks like it was made to be a bedroom without a bed. But 2 large overstuffed couches. One has a pillow and a blanket on it, and like a tea set next to it on a side table that looks pretty well used. And this room also has the first of all the rooms you've been to, has a whole bunch of knitting projects half forgotten. So you haven't seen any knitting stuff or really crafting stuff throughout this underground hovel, but all of it seems to be present here. Almost every flat surface has some kind of left behind project.
Okay, let me clarify really quick. Are we in a tent with a basement?
Are you?
Oh god.
I don't know. Arandi, are you in a tent with a basement?
At the moment, no.
Okay, Mark, you're in H7.
Yep, I'm going to search,
Okay.
paying particular attention for anything that might be hiding in the craft projects.
Yep.
Survey says 15.
You see a lot of furry things. A lot of this yarn is extra furry yarn, but not all of it moves. And on the couch to the right, you see something moving, almost making a nest for itself amongst the projects until it sees you and holds very, very still. It is a dark, leafy green color, and it is a furry caterpillar.
Can I use the rest of my movement to get over there and try and grab it in my ladle?
Sure.
Come on. What did we say this was going to be?
Slide,
Go on the
sleight
record
of
and
hand.
say that I'm never eating anything that he prepares with that ladle again.
I wash it, dude. Come on.
He licks it.
Yeah. I called dibs by licking it. 14.
You sneak up and, learning from your last lesson, this time you come in front of it, and as it kind of tries to do the propelling thing, you actually softly catch it, almost like like a mitt in some kind of sports ball game. You soften the catch with your ladle, and you're able to catch this leafy green caterpillar.
Okay. I just put my hand over the top of the ladle, and I can't do anything further. So that's it.
The light in the room has gone to that greenish color.
Got it.
It is now Ovida. You are hovering in darkness, but you feel kind of a warmth and light coming from above you, and you can see that Keck is staring down into the darkness and doesn't seem to see you, but you're about 10 feet down.
Can I swim to him?
Give me a survival. You don't have a swim speed, right?
Nope.
Yeah, give me athletics. Athletics.
13.
Yeah, you swim through the inky darkness of limbo and get to the edges of the door and kind of push yourself out. This breaks the spell that had you entranced, Crow, as you see Arandi pulling himself up from this inky darkness. Arandi, you
Yeah.
see that half of your clothes have been knitted, as in they were fabric or leather before. They are made of yarn now.
Even better. I'm gonna dive back in real quick, but like hold on to the edge. So that way all of my clothes is knitted.
Okay.
Hold on, wait. Keck, hold this door open. And I'm just gonna like dip in and then back out.
Okay. You finish covering yourself uh, in knitted materials.
It's so cozy.
Any longer, you'll come out as velveteen rabbits. Be careful.
And you climb back out. Uh, Naomi, it's your turn.
I'm gonna look for the little slippery sucker that is in the chair or couch,
Yep.
whatever that is.
Give me an investigation or perception.
13.
You see it slipping underneath the chair and trying to get around the small like end table next to it.
What
It
color is it?
it is a like electric yellow, like bright yellow.
Is there any names on there that suggest yellow
Th-
on the
None of
list?
none of the names are any colors. Some of them are like named after tea. Some of them are named after knitting loops.
Okay, I'm just gonna try to catch it.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Do you have animal handling?
I have points in it.
What's better, animal handling or sleight of hand?
Oddly enough, animal hand. No, they're the same.
Okay, well then it's up to you.
Okay, well,
Animal
let's
handling
go
would
for
be
it.
calling it to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be attempting both, and we'll see which one works.
But you're gonna attempt one.
I'm saying for image sake, I'm going, come here, banana, and trying to catch it.
Okay.
I am not good at either of those. I got an 8. I think it didn't like that I called it a banana.
As you are watching it move around the coffee table, it darts under the door into H3.
Sure, everyone else is having better luck than I am.
And you still have movement.
I'm gonna follow to H3.
Okay. As you enter H3, you see Keck holding open a door in the floor. You see Ovida has somehow turned all of his clothes into knitted comfort. And yeah. This is like a toy room. There's a lot of like not gnomish toys sitting on the table to the north. And,
Oh, okay.
and it is Shank. It is Sibo. The light in this room has changed color.
I'm gonna glance at H3 and H6. What color are the lights coming from those rooms?
H6 would be orange.
H6 is orange. 8-3 is orange. Oh, all of them are orange now. Yours was green, and then a moment ago, it turned orange. Give me an insight check.
Inside. How about a 7?
Yeah. I can't give you
Those are
anything.
pretty colors.
There are a
I don't know
lot
how
of
much
hiding
more you're giving
spaces.
me than my observation there.
There are a lot of hiding places in this room. That you know for sure.
I will. So you said I had to cross the room to grab the silkworm.
Yep. So you're over
Oh,
by the big boxes on the left.
on the
On the
right.
right. On the right. On the right.
So and new is in H6, right?
I'm in H7.
As far as you know, New
Oh,
is
yeah.
north of you.
Okay.
You saw him just run through into H6.
So the door's probably still open.
Doors actually
So-
swing shut.
Oh, they do. Okay.
They swing shut, yeah.
All at the same time on their turn. I love D&D. Sorry.
I will step into H6. Is new in here?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna start looking around on the right end of H6.
Of H6? Okay, give me an investigation or perception.
It'll be investigation. A natural 20.
As you are peering through this room and searching through this room, you see the area to the right has been set up as like a cozy tea corner. The area to the left has been where most of the supplies are loaded. You don't see anything, any type of rooms in either of those areas, and you're pretty sure you've looked. As in, you're like 100% sure there's no rooms in this room.
From where I'm standing, I'm gonna look at the door to H7. Do I see light coming from under the door?
You do see light coming from under the door.
What color is it?
And it's moving, and the light color is green, greenish orange, which is the same color your room turned before it turned orange again.
Okay. I'll go into H7 as well with whatever movement I have left.
Okay. You move into H7. You see, both you and New have both achieved getting a hold of one of these caterpillars. And it is Crow.
I'm going to close the door, and Olvida will hear in his head, "Don't go in the hole, bunny." And then I'm going to move back up into H5 and search in that room.
Okay.
No way. 6.
Ouch.
Love you, bud.
Me too.
Where is my 4? You are searching through the room, and there are a lot of places for something to hide in here. Like, a lot. Way more than the last room. Do you want to do a second search?
Yeah, I will. 15.
As you are peering through the room and searching and kind of poking your head into things, you see wrapped around the lamp a lamp that has not been lit on the north west corner, there's a side table barrel. Wrapped around something on top of that barrel is a black fuzz that is very reminiscent of the white fuzz you currently have crawling on your shoulder blade. Do you know where it is?
Yep.
And it is their turn. Okay. And it is now Mark's turn.
Okay. Did I notice any movement after I got it into the ladle in here?
Not passively.
Okay.
And the light in here is still green.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step 1, 2, 3 into H6
Okay.
and search. 8 plus 5 is 13.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary in this room. You don't see any of the caterpillars.
Okay, so then I'm going to stay here and watch to try and help give Sibo an advantage.
Oh. Okay.
And that's it for me.
Okay. Olvida,
Yeah.
you're in this room in H3, as well as Prue. Prue did say she followed a caterpillar into this room.
There's one in here somewhere. Don't call it bananas.
Don't call it a comeback.
Back King.
Keck, you're in the same room, right? And you
Yeah.
spotted
No,
me?
I'm in H5. I went back into H5.
So there's one in here. Okay. I'm gonna do a perception check, see if I can find one.
Okay.
13.
As you are looking throughout the room, you see underneath the table with the toys in the top corner, the northwest corner, is a bright yellow caterpillar that is moving very slowly, maybe thinking that if it moves very slowly, you can't see it.
A lot of my clothes is orange and yellow,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm very fuzzy and cozy looking. Is that gonna help me in catching this thing with some animal handling?
You know what? Sure. It'll give you advantage on animal handling, sure.
Come here, little Ben. Come here, little buddy. Ooh, it's a good thing I got that. 18.
Yeah. You leap forward, to... You leap forward.
I think I just kind of like get close, like really gently, just like, come on. Look how fuzzy and cozy I am.
It moves out, slowly at first, but then leaps much faster than you would expect, and kind of crawls into the knitting on your vest. And it is very similar coloring. And fluff.
Mhm.
Okay. And this room's light turns green. Naomi.
I'm quite discouraged at this point. Where's the knitting hole? Never
The
mind.
knitting
Never mind.
hole? The door in,
That's for you.
the door in
No,
the
I
ground.
don't want to throw the door in there. No, like
Is that what the kids call it nowadays?
probably.
The knitting hole.
Yeah.
That's right, children. Come to Grandma's knitting hole.
Oh my god.
Can you please never say that again?
Can you,
I have candy in there. Reach into my knitting hole.
Can you just
do
say
a
it one
little
more time so
needlepoint?
that I can add it to my soundboard?
No.
Please.
I love Jim Henson. I think that's what a gilfling is.
Oh man.
Okay, go ahead, Naomi.
Okay. Um. All right. So it's a green light in here.
Yep.
And all the doors are closed.
Yep.
And I'm not. I'll go to the H5.
Okay, you move to H5. You can see Tech is standing very, very still. Give me a perception check.
Okay. I'm very angry at these dice right now. 7.
7. He's looking in the corner, but you're not sure what he's looking at. Tech, do you want to point something out? It's up to
Do
you.
I?
It's up to you.
I'll point to the lamp that in the northwest corner.
I'll look over at the lamp. Do I get a second chance to look?
I rolled for you. You see
Oh.
what he's indicating. It's actually because it's kind of dark in here. You didn't see it first, but it's a black caterpillar that has like white edges on the edges of its fur, almost like it has frosted tips, and it's wrapped around a lantern in the top right of the room.
It's a 90s caterpillar.
Yeah.
So I will go and start making sounds like I'm trying to get a cat over there and be like, "Come on, Chad."
You gotta you gotta compliment its puka shell necklace.
Yeah. He said frosted tips. I'm like, okay, he's Chad. Cool. All right, let's see if that helped at all. 12.
As you dive across the room, you are able to lightly grab hold of this caterpillar, and you see the light, Chad, and the light changes green above you, and then all of the lights flicker with a red and white back and forth, and then the lights in H7 go out. It is.
And we know that?
Shank does.
Okay.
It is now Shank. The lights flickered red and white and then went dark. All of it went dark.
Everything?
The room you're in, especially. You can see light from under the door in H6.
Do I see anything happening in this room? I do have dark vision.
You see a whole bunch of projects, half-done knitting projects, but you don't see any movement. You don't see any additional items or...
I'll turn and walk out of H7.
Okay. We're out of initiative now, I suppose. That's the best way to put it. So...
we are?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It just occurs to me, we're in round 5.
Yeah.
You guys have 5 more rounds to get
Right.
back to the stairs and get upstairs. But there have been 5 collected.
Oh, okay.
I'll start
So, yeah.
trotting back to H1.
Yeah, I will go with Sibo.
As you guys are leaving rooms and leaving them empty behind you, the lights go off in those rooms. Did anyone want to do anything prior to going upstairs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna dangle my bedroll through that hole.
Okay. As you guys are passing through H3 to get to the ladder, you see Irandi or Olida arms deep in this hole, feet planted on either side of the doorway, lowering stuff through the hole and as he's pulling them up, you see they're shifting from being leather and fur and cloth into being knitted versions of those things.
As I pass through, I am going to just kind of take a look at what he's doing and just shake my head and keep moving towards the exit.
Yeah, I will visibly shudder. That looks so uncomfortable. And I'm not going to do anything because
I'm petting Chad.
I didn't get an extra one, so I won't do anything.
Can I say that this campaign is a refreshing breath of fresh air? Because it's the first time I've ever seen Naomi actually shake her head at another player's chaos.
True.
Okay. And as you finish that, I'm assuming you're good.
Yeah.
And you guys make your way up the ladder. As you make your way up, she walks over. As you guys are all upstairs, she walks over, closes the door into the floor, and then lifts the door back up against the wall, and you can see there are rows that would have been bisected or cut in half if that door had been an actual opening down below.
Where do I get a door like that?
So, family secret, dear. Family secret.
Got any sons?
I see that you have found all 5. What did you say?
I said, do you have any sons?
she giggles to herself, mostly ignoring the comment, and says, "You found 5. Oh, good. Paul, Thomas, George, Cleestack, Michael,
Chad.
Thomas,
And Ringo.
and
Chad.
Ringo."
And what was that
Chad.
sound you made earlier? Or whatever that
Oh, no.
was. I found that one.
Oh, nice. I didn't know he made it down there. I'm sorry. Are you saying your name is Chad, dear? That's an unfortunate
No.
name. And she
Yeah, it
slowly
is.
takes the caterpillars off of you guys and has them join the herd that are covering her, moving about the cabin.
Just so
She
you
says,
know, I promised that one the cockroach would not eat him.
"Well, I appreciate it. What's a cockroach?"
It's probably better if you don't find out in this company.
Oh, okay.
I'll go over and gently hand the white one, and I'll say, "How much for one?"
Oh, I couldn't possibly let any of these go. They're my only friends in the world. And they're kind of like my children now. They're all I have left.
Babies.
I'm not sure what you're proposing, but I'm not that kind of gnome. Well, not anymore. And
All right, then.
she goes back behind one of the large overstuffed cushions and comes out with 5 very small knitted furry caterpillars that are pins, and she hands each of them to you, and you can see somehow they match the coloring of the ones that you brought upstairs. And she hands them to the 5 of you and says, "This will show the merchants that you mean business. I see from some of you that you, wow, you competed in all of them, didn't you?
Yes.
I see that you will be very popular in the night market. Be careful. There's danger out there. But if you need any yarn or silks, fabrics, my business is always happy to make a few coins that I can put towards the charities." And she says, "I'm sure you're very busy out with what you need to do." And she nods and then starts slowly walking back to her perch.
I'm just gonna say it. Those are my goals right there. Surrounded by a bunch of cats knitting.
So actions.
Right. Oh,
Does she notice he's covered in knitted clothes?
No. And it's very different. She just straight up didn't notice.
the other place was attacked by imps. I'll let you guys know about what happened at the other shop.
Okay.
Ah, so that's where we found the persimmons.
Well, I think there's a third party causing the problems.
Yeah, I've thought that all along. Did you happen to see one
No, I heard them.
and you didn't catch on any of them?
They fly.
You jump.
I was on a roof.
That means you jump higher.
Well, maybe you can catch them.
I doubt it.
Do imps just eat persimmons, or there's a reason for that? Because that's kind of weird.
It is. And these are rare persimmons at that. They last longer than the standard varieties.
Out
Have
of
we
character,
been to any grocers?
Mark made a point when you guys came here that he was looking at other food vendors and stalls that had things like spices and fruits and vegetables and that kind of stuff. I remember it specifically because we were talking about how there weren't a lot of meats. There's no butchers that you guys can find, and the people that have meat on the menu seem to bring their own meat, and much of it is seafood.
And he specifically said that there wasn't anywhere selling those persimmons here.
Not only
Which is-
selling, but there weren't any food
Right,
sold
using it, yeah.
using it either. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what led me to wonder about the docks. But if we're dealing with flying imps, it could very well be something located somewhere in the forest here.
Well, the locals said that they haven't seen anything like an imp before, so it's got to be someone not from this world. I'm guessing.
And I'm also guessing that those fruits aren't native, or else we would see them around more.
Mm-hmm.
so
What?
out of character
But
would
not to listen in, but what fruit?
Simon?
Is that your name, dear?
No, my name is New.
It's kind of like a slimy but tasty. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost got the texture of like a plum.
Yeah, it's a soft plum,
Yeah, different. Seed.
different taste.
Yeah,
would
red or orange. Those
with
were orange.
with Keck living on an asteroid, would he know a lot of other creatures? Like, I'm guessing he would have no clue what an imp is.
So this is one of those cases where you wouldn't have a lot of background information from your studies or what you're familiar with.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will remain quiet.
Would that be an Arcana check if I wanted to know more about them?
About
imps.
yeah, it would be an Arcana check. Yeah.
Okay. And a 15.
Everything that you've heard of, and it could just be imps that you're familiar with from where you're from, they are almost always carnivores.
Okay, so yeah, that's weird. Don't imps usually eat only meat? Oh, we're looking at Arandi. Or not Arandi. Oh gosh, what's your name right now?
Oh, Vita.
Ovida.
I don't know. I just know that they're really like. What I know about them is that they're tricksters, which is why they're kind of like popular with the nameless one.
That is a
Are they like
factual
a?
statement.
Is that like a thing you summon or something you more like?
Yeah, they're
I don't know.
chaotic, and they're summoned.
Yeah. Okay, I was gonna say, are they yeah, how are they brought to? They're summoned to, or can be sent to?
What was your question?
Oh, I was waiting for Mark, but
No,
I
no,
was
no. I'm waiting for you. Yeah.
can they be summoned or sent, like to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like familiars.
Okay.
And
I
you
should try and
did
summon
see
mine.
it. You did see
Did
and
you
confirm it's an
see
it.
them?
I heard them.
So they were not
That's the
seen.
other thing with imps is that they're invisible. They can be, and I correct
this
it
one
like
of those
I
things?
didn't see anything, but I heard them and they flew
Correct.
off.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
They like meat. Why are they carrying fruit?
It's not even stinky fruit. Like if it was a prank and they were putting stinky fruit, does that fruit attract something else?
Did you say what they were doing with the fruit?
They were throwing it down into their shop. Yeah,
Okay.
But you were specific about saying it was appeals, right?
it was appeals. Yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe
That's-
they are trying to ruin the food.
I guess.
I mean they
It's
could be getting the
seasoning
pills
to
from
kill.
something else. You said these are used in desserts.
Generally, there is
Yeah,
a
it could be.
stone inside them. But again, I fail to see how that would.
Why would they
What?
want to ruin the family businesses?
Who got the candy from that place?
I did.
And Keck.
And I did.
Keck got
Yes.
like 5 pounds of rock candy.
Yes. Yes, correct.
Does any of that candy have persimmon flavoring in it?
Ooh. That's a good question. You can't answer that for sure, Mark. You didn't try all the candy. And the rock candy is mostly just sugar and
Okay.
fruit coloring.
Well, in that case, I'm going back to the candy place. And I before I do that though, I will say I think what we need to do is set a trap. Since we know that they're attacking by the tops of the stands, we need to set a trap up there.
I'm too heavy.
I'm gonna look at around you because you can jump.
I almost tore it.
Well, I'm certainly not gonna be able to climb that.
If we could perhaps.
Shylock steps out from behind Ovida.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, yeah. Hi.
Thank you very much, Madam Cope. It was very interesting to watch what they were doing down there. Thank you for helping me be able to watch them. I'm sure that they have a lot in their investigation that they need to get to. So, and she says, "Investigation? What happened?" And he says, "Oh, the rivalry between." And she interrupts him and says, "Oh, yes, that's a nasty business." And goes back to her knitting as Shylock says, "Okay, guys." And
Are you
starts
watching us all the time?
walking off. Not all the time. You use the bathroom. I don't want you in there. I assume you use the bathroom. Do you use the bathroom?
Yes, of course. But like, how do we know for sure? Because you're quite almost
I
invisible.
stand out. And he puts his long arms apart from his very small body and says, this right here, and he pats his belly, and again there's a sloshing sound, and he says, "This doesn't just disappear."
But okay. Are we going to get candy now?
Sure.
I'm gonna try and summon my familiar.
Okay. Okay.
It takes an hour.
Yeah. But you have to, and it's you focusing, right?
Yeah,
Do
it's
you
a
know?
ritual.
Do you know where you want to do that?
Uh, you know what? I'm gonna ask the old lady if I could do it in here.
Yeah, sure. And she points to one of the big, comfy balls of yarn that's become a
Oh
chair.
my god, yes! And I dive into it.
And
She
into the
says,
knitting hole.
she says, wait, where did you get those clothes? Those are
In the hole
knitted
downstairs.
in the hole. And her eyes go wide and she says, oh no, I hope you didn't release it. And then goes back to what she was doing.
Release what?
So you're doing an investigation. That's nice.
Okay, I go
I
get
had an
candy.
aunt like her. There's no way we're getting anything out of her.
Holvito's clothes are all possessed.
And my bedroll.
All right.
Oh my
Possessed
god,
yarn.
it's not gonna eat
She
us.
she she starts going back to her knitting and says, have a wonderful day as you leave the tent. And you make your way. Other than Ovida, who is everyone else going to going to the
Candy.
candy store?
Hmm.
Okay. Everyone leaves. You guys make your way across the area, and as you are okay, so I'm gonna see you went south. Oh, I gotta go back to the. As you go, you're gonna go south and make your way around. And as you pass Vada's otherworldly goods in the bottom right, you hear Vada shouting about how 24 vanilla buns are missing. They're just gone. And they seem to be shouting and thinking that a thief is afoot, but somebody, they just are kind of causing a ruckus, looking for the stuff and calling out for help or whatever as you guys make your way around north.
I'll stop and go into Vada's.
As you peel off, you see that it is um, let me see if they've got a better description of what I was going to say. It's a shop that sells pastries and desserts. The signature is a vanilla bun made from a secret family recipe. And it looks like 24 of these vanilla buns have been missing, have been taken missing. Do me a favor and roll perception as you're walking up to the tent. I'm assuming, did the rest of you keep going?
Yes.
Okay.
14.
I actually broke off and went with Keck.
Okay.
So if you can do me a favor and roll a perception as well. Prue,
Can I roll investigate?
you can. Which direction did you go? Did you stay at the yarn tent with Ovida, or did you go towards Candy?
Candy.
And did you go with Mark and continue towards New and continue towards Candy, or did you stop off with Keck and Sibo?
Continue towards candy.
Okay. What'd you get for perception?
16 on the die with the modifier makes 19.
Okay. And Keck?
14.
As you guys are kind of looking at what happened, there is a very apparent sugar trail, powdered sugar trail, heading north. And as you follow the trail, you can almost catch up with New and Prue as they're continuing to head up to the candy shop, which is right up here. Am I on the right one?
Now you are.
No, I am.
Now you are.
Right up here is the candy shop, right past
Yep.
Tianmo Noodles.
Mhm.
You can see that the powdered sugar leads right up to Tianmo Noodles. And there are people, a couple of the people from Vada's Otherworldly Goods, that are wearing aprons that have that logo on them, that are following you up to Tianmo Noodles and following the sugar trail as well. And they start arguing with the family at Tianmo Noodles.
So this sugar trail,
Yeah.
does it look like it's impish gate or full person gate? Or is it just a trail and
It's,
there's no footprints or
it's
anything in it?
just a trail and it looks purposeful.
Yeah. When since we're all going to the same place, as they follow us up, I will stop and turn around and say, they didn't do this.
Give
We
me
need more
a
time.
persuasion or diplomacy.
Yep.
Okay, so a lot this um disputes, I'm guessing, have happened. Lots of drama in the streets, I'm guessing, and we've seen a couple of these. Is there anyone familiar in the crowd that seems to just be having a lot of fun at this chaos?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
What was it? It was persuasion or what?
Or diplomacy.
Is that a thing anymore?
It might not be.
Okay.
It's not in there, no.
Yeah. So 16.
Well, I mean, okay, but
It's if do you think that they are dumb enough to purposely leave a trail that goes right back to their door?
I don't think. I don't give anyone an assumption of an overburdensome thought.
Sure, but would you have left a trail leading right back to your door if you had done this?
No, but I'm not a thief, and they stomp off and backs out.
And I'm telling you, it's somebody else. So let us do. We're investigating. You agreed.
No,
Give us some time.
Vada's was not part of that agreement.
Vadas?
Yeah, these are people from Vada's Otherworldly Goods to the south.
Oh,
The dessert
oh,
tent.
It's a dessert tent
oh,
that followed you all the way up to Tianmo Noodles. They're down here. They
yeah.
followed you all the way up to Tianmo
Okay.
Noodles because they were also
Sorry,
following
yeah.
Sugar Trail. Yeah, so they understand you're investigating the situation, and you were able to kind of hold them
Sorry,
off.
I misspoke then. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you're good.
misunderstood.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then
Well, anyway.
then we'll head to the candy place.
Okay. Naomi, what'd you get?
21.
A 21. You see that the yelling has caused a lot more of people looking. And you see both of the Arun brothers, the spicy Arun brothers, but they're not standing together. You see Gammon, the small kobold, is staring from underneath a tent nearby, just kind of spying. You see
Okay, but of the people I see, I'm looking for ones that are not directly related to one or the other of the families.
the Arun brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those two. And
the
then,
spicy brothers. You see Va, who you haven't met yet, but Va's was the place that was going to be called the neutral ground when you guys figured it out. If you remember, there was a neutral ground that was called.
Right.
Va's Lucky Amulets to the north was the location. They are a very, very tall, strong like Amazonian woman shaped figure with 6 arms, all of them crossed, like
Yeah, I'll be right
wearing.
back.
Okay, we probably should have stopped for a break like an hour and 15 minutes ago. Um, with robes, deep blue robes and light blue skin. Um, Bald, but with individual fins that run across the top of her skull, of their skull. And she is standing watching the arguments before frustrated and turns around and walks back to her stall. Their
Okay, she's
stall.
more frustrated
Yes.
than.
And remind me, the Spicy Brothers are the ones having the disagreement because one of them wants to start his own separate business.
No. They want to buy a family-owned business, which
One
is
of them
not allowed here.
does.
One
And
of
how
them
do they
does.
look?
Yeah.
Do they look smug?
Give me a, what is that, insight? Yeah, give me
Yeah.
an insight check. Give me 2 insight checks.
A 10 and a 9.
You're not entirely sure. You can tell that the younger one, he is the one in green. Looks very frustrated at the whole ordeal that all of this is happening. Kasim also looks frustrated, but when Kasim sees you guys hanging around Tianmu noodles and then moving to the chocolate, he turns around and walks back to what you can assume is the Spicy Brothers stall. V hangs around. He's actually sitting at a different noodle bar, a much smaller tent that's more like a lot of these stalls are like full stalls, but some of these smaller tents are more like a cyberpunk noodle bar where there's like 3 seats and it's just one guy putting the dish right in front of you, right? That's one of the stalls that the Arun is sitting at. You walked into. Can you remind me what the place is called, Mark? The chocolate place?
Yes, I
I'm
can.
reasonably certain it's in your notes.
It is. It's. Nope. Offrick's Fancies.
As you walk in, Ulfric is once again standing behind the counter, helping some people buy some really nice box sets because that's the majority of what he sells here, even though he has a lot on display. And he says, hey, congratulations, I see," as he sees the pins on your lapel. You have been really making yourself busy. Oh, all of you have. Nice.
Do you have any persimmon candy
Persimmon.
or candy made with persimmons?
That's interesting. I've never actually thought about using persimmon in my chocolates. The puree made of them tends to be a little bit too tangy and tacky.
Can I check? Can I roll insight? See if he's telling the truth.
You sure can.
11 plus character sheet, insight. 60.
Well, uh, he definitely has not. You don't think that he's
He seems genuine.
He seems genuine about not making candy with persimmons. So far, he's the only person you know of that has recognized that name,
Right.
and there is definitely something else that he is leaving out of that sentence.
You mentioned persimmon paste. Do you make that here?
I don't. I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know where to find persimmons. Um, Look, I'm glad that you have become embroiled in the politics of the night market. I think it will make you some very good friends, but I don't want to be involved.
Oh, I don't want to involve you. I'm actually tracking a lead, and you're the only person in the night market who seems to know what a persimmon is, besides myself. So is there someone here who makes persimmon paste or that you know works with persimmons?
I have noted that persimmon, especially persimmon peels, are being founded are being found a lot more here in the market than they have in, say, the last couple of weeks, or they've been showing up more in the last couple of weeks. Um, I thought it was strange, but you should know that I don't believe Lamai and Kusa would ever intentionally harm one another.
They're not.
Their family feud was caused by their parents, and they don't see eye to eye with that and never have. But have I think Kasim has some manner of strange pet. Um, I saw him feeding what I originally thought were oranges to a weird monkey-like creature, but it was a ways off. I was just north of here, and it was across the open bay. So my eyes could be failing me. I will admit, my eyes are much better underwater than they are above. But it was something to behold, and I immediately thought I had one too many of those bougie treacle tarts. And he points down the lane of his candies.
I'm going to telepathically say in New's head, it would be easier to buy a family business if it was doing poorly.
Exactly. I don't disagree. I say out loud to Keck. Good. That is something I will follow up on. Thank you, Alfred. Don't worry. I will not bring your name into this.
I appreciate it. I trust that you wouldn't anyway. It would be hard to do business with someone not welcome here.
Indeed.
And he moves back to selling to customers.
All right. So,
I'm going to say that was about half an hour.
okay. Do we want to take a break?
I
Or do we
mean,
want
do you guys need to use the restroom?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm all right.
Let's push.
How much longer do we have for it? Because we do need to get the kids.
That's really up to what you guys do, but I'd say probably half an hour.
Okay, then that'll be fine.
Okay.
So he said, and I'm just OOC going back over this. He said he saw Kasim feeding an imp north of here.
He said he saw Kasim feeding a monkey-like creature.
Mhm.
What did he say?
I thought it was across the.
Weird
Across the
monkey-like
open bay?
creature across the you know how there's that big open field with the three big tents. This
Yes.
is where the chocolatier is.
Yes.
This is where the Spicy Brothers Market thing is. So he saw them. He was like over here.
Oh,
And
he saw it
them.
across the open bay. I got it now. I thought he meant like the water,
Oh,
like all
sorry.
the way north by. Yeah, sorry. No. That's okay. Yeah, I get it.
I understand the confusion. He is a squid-like creature, and
Right.
it uses terminology like that.
Right. So that's why I was
Yeah.
like, okay. All right. Well, I think it's. I think it's time to send our stealthiest person in to see if they can find evidence of these imps at Kasim's stall. I am not stealthy.
I'm not there.
I say that to Prue because she's the only one with me. Well,
Oh
Keck's
gosh,
there.
am I
Keck's there,
supposed to
actually.
be?
Yeah, well, we're
I'm
all
not
there.
stealthy.
Well, I thought you guys peeled off for
We
some
did,
reason.
but we followed the sugar
No,
trail
but
back
I'm
to
not-
you.
Okay. Got it.
I'm not really good at the sneaky either. It's
I
a
s-
story.
I start staring directly at Olvita.
Oh, I'm not there.
No, he's in the yarn
he's not
place.
there. Okay,
Yeah.
they're not there. Okay. Well,
I mean,
it's
I
night
can
out,
try,
right?
but I can't make any
It is night,
promises.
yeah. Yeah, it is about almost 1 in the morning.
Keck, can you blend in or be stealthy?
Was he the one that tried to turn into the side of the tent?
Yeah, but I can't be moving because the moving is gonna break it.
Oh gosh, this is gonna be
I
interesting.
think.
I have blessed all of you, I think almost all of you, with the trickster's blessing, so you know that I can give a blessing.
Oh, you're right, but you're not there. So
Yep.
I'm imagining who was the last. Yeah, but it's been more than an hour.
He
Also,
said,
More than an hour.
He said before you guys left, I'm sure Ovida said, give me about an hour or something
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
would know the time frame.
well, I think we should wait till Ovita returns and then see if we can find evidence of these imps.
Where's our little assistant who swears he's not stinky?
Okay. I'm gonna say that you guys wait for an hour to pass. So
So my ritual is I leave out a pepper, one of the peppers, some copper coins, and the keys to the manacles that I have.
okay.
And you have to leave those out for the nameless one, like cookies for Santa Claus, and then you go to sleep. And if you're good, you get familiar.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm gonna fall asleep inside the place
all
after leaving
comfy.
my offering.
Yeah. When you wake up, you note that the keys are there, but have
Mhm.
been flipped upside down as if somebody was looking at them. The coins are gone, and I'm sorry. What else did you leave?
One of the peppers.
Oh, and the peppers. And the pepper has been bitten. And you also go ahead and you want to describe what your familiar is?
So I'm looking around for something, and I'm like, kind of like nothing's here because I was told, like, when I was being trained on how to summon my familiar, that it would be in the form of like an animal or something. And I pull out the coin that I use a lot as like a focus for some of my spells. And as I'm sitting there rubbing it, like as I'm starting to get discouraged, not finding anything, a small ooze creeps out of the coin and wears the coin as its face, and it's like in the shape of a small cow, and it's just staring at me. Like, it's perfect. And as I like go to pet it, it shrinks back into the coin. I'm like, oh, don't be shy, little guy. I'd like tap the coin and it comes back out really like trepidatiously and just like sits in my hand, and I have a small ooze. It's called a cash calf.
Cash calf. Okay.
It's an ooze that takes the shape of a cow.
Yeah, because it's not a full grown cash cow. It's just a cash calf.
It's cash calf. All right.
And it wears the coin as a face.
Love it. Love it. Okay. So you now have, and how big?
It's tiny.
So the size of like a large mouse.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's what you have. As you are standing up, you see that um, the Madame Cope is sitting at where she was sitting before. Knitting is still happening around her, but she has like a paper fan fanning her face, and she has a large glass of milk in her hand that she's sipping at.
I'm not gonna say anything.
have a good day as you stand up to head out.
You too, and I leave her another pepper.
Okay. Yeah, you enter the daylight and or the nightlife, and it's a lot cooler inside than it was in the tent.
Hmm. Okay. I'm gonna head over to the Zungoon family seafood, and I'm gonna give my familiar its first task. I'm gonna pull out the coin and like, all right, buddy, you're on watch, and I flip him up onto the roof, and he pops out of the coin and slowly crawls into the top position, and he's gonna keep watch.
Were you being stealthy when you did that?
Absolutely not.
Okay, Mark. Just
Yes.
passively, you saw your tall, large-eared friend pass around from the tent around to Zungun from where you are.
Okay. So then I'll follow him.
Okay.
And
You guys
I'll tell the others Ovida's back.
unless someone says otherwise, group back together over kind of by Zungun Family Seafood.
No, what'd you guys find?
So I have it from an anonymous source that they saw Kasim feeding persimmons to an imp at Kasim and his brother's tent.
Huh.
So I think it would be good if the stealthiest of us were to see if we can't get some evidence.
Sure.
And
That would be you.
That'd be you.
You're sneaky one.
All right, so I do. Well, someone's got to go with me, and I start doing like any, mini, miny, and I start doing that.
Keck would be the best choice.
I'm sure, but the nameless one has chosen you, and I give Prudence the blessing.
I guess it's prudence.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
The dice. I rolled a die.
Yeah.
All right. So the Spicy Brothers tent is two sections. One is a storage section that has a lot of their storage, things that they've brought in and that are waiting on the side, and the rest is their main stall where they sell their hot spicy dishes.
All right, so I'll check their tent. You want to check the stall, and then I give you the blessing. So now you have advantage on self checks.
Okay. It's 1 a.m., right?
Yeah.
Are there still people around?
Yeah, it's still bustling. Yeah.
So it's okay if I could walk in the stall and look like I'm shopping.
Yep. And
That's what I would be
what
doing.
stealth would be in this place is not making a big deal of yourself and kind of blending into the people that are in the stall.
Okay, that's exactly what I'm gonna. What am I looking for?
Mischief, and I scurry off.
Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna look for mischief. Cool. Got it.
It's the only way the blessing works. Is you have to cause some trouble.
I can do that. I got prestidigitation.
All right, so you make your way into the Spicy Brothers stall, there is the Arun, the younger of the two, and he is cooking with two sous chefs, and he seems to be off on his own in contemplation at the moment, doing some cutting up and mise en place. The two sous chefs are the ones handling the big dishes. Kasim is nowhere to be seen at the moment. As you, Irandi, Ovida, move up to the supply side of the tent, roll me a perception check.
Mm-hmm. 6.
You don't hear anything inside the tent. It's pretty quiet. I mean, you hear like the music and people shouting and stuff all over, but you don't hear anything coming from the inside of the tent.
All clear. And then I'm gonna stealthily move in.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
16.
All right. The tent contains what looks like a couple books of numbers, like their business records, cots, two cots, two locked trunks, a large crate marked peppers that the lid, it was nailed shut, but the nails are gone, so it's just sitting on top. And it's a crate, a pretty big crate that says peppers stamped across it. Naomi, do me a favor and roll stealth with advantage.
$21.
Yeah, you are blending in just fine, and you can see, like I said, the Arun is off on his own. He seems to be mumbling to himself a little bit in some kind of foreign language, and you guys have been automatically kind of translating languages thanks to the aural crystal diamond, but you don't pick up on some of the turns of phrase and metaphors and stuff, and so there's a lot of you're not really understanding what he's saying, but you're also not quite close enough. But he
But
is cutting, and
tone?
he seems sad and maybe a little frustrated.
Okay, I'm gonna be also trying to because there's still shoppers in there. Someone's got to be gossiping. Just scanning the room for relevant gossip.
Roll me a perception check for listening. Randy, what's up?
So I'm gonna start checking boxes. And you said that there's a desk with some papers on it?
Yeah.
I'd like to rifle through those papers and see if there's anything about purchasing either Zungung family seafood or the Tianmo noodles.
Give me an intelligence check. Naomi.
Intelligence.
That would be a natural one. We just don't hear jack shit.
As two of the sous chefs are moving through with super
Sorry about the
spicy,
cursing.
like pepper oil and stuff, they didn't see that you were there, and they bump into you. The pepper oil splashing up into your eyes and nose.
Rude!
Make me a
Oh,
Constitution saving throw.
I hate you.
I wonder if you can get a pen after this.
No. I'll get stitches. Let's see. I think I only have a +1. 14.
Your eyes are on fire and your nose is on fire. It's running. They're apologizing profusely. They didn't see you there. They're not even sure what you're doing back here. They're so sorry, and they're sitting you down and getting milk, pouring it over your face.
Money, please. For damages.
Irandi. You rifle through the papers. What did you roll?
I got a nat 20.
Okay, you're very quickly faster than you've ever done this before. You're going through all of the paperwork. You see nothing for purchase of another, even indicating that there's a purchase of another family stall in these paperwork. But you do see they do inventories.
Mhm.
And they're pretty. V is the one that's writing all of them because he signs it next to every correction, and
Mhm.
he's very astute. And you see that the supply runs are done on a timetable, and the last supply run, which was 2 weeks ago, Kassem was doing it and arrived several days late.
Their latest one was late.
Yeah, and it was Kassem, the brother, that was the one doing the supply run.
So, Kasen is the one that normally doesn't do it.
He normally does it.
Oh,
It's
he
just
normally
this
does.
time he took a lot longer.
Huh. Can I do like an investigation check in here to see if there's anything that would connect them to the imps in any way?
Sure.
Can the distraction that I have created in the front help aid him in his stealthiness?
V turns around and goes, "Oh my god! Oh my goodness!" and turns around and starts helping you, and he's apologizing, and he's
I
wiping
am
your eyes.
hamming it up. I have been spotted.
It's oil, not ham.
I
Yeah,
think that
sure.
I think that the bad luck that's been happening to the other souls is starting to affect us as well. Goodness, why were you back here? And Rondi,
Another nat 20.
oh my goodness, you are
Glad
going
You
to
can
somebody's
take all my
rolling.
luck.
you are going
And
to
I have
process.
no bonus to to
Nice.
my investigation or intelligence either.
You crack the lid of the box that is labeled peppers.
Mhm.
You see that there are 3 straw-lined bird cages that each have a little bit of whitish gray fur that is sprinkled into the straw. There's also persimmon peels in those cages, and next to it, you open it and find a box of persimmons, large box of persimmons. And since it's the same size and shape as several other boxes also here, you can assume that those too are persimmons. You know an imp doesn't have fur, also.
Oh, so this is something else.
Mm-hmm.
Turns invisible? What else turns invisible? I don't know. But I'm gonna burst into the shop and yell, "Aha!"
God. Okay, I can see where this is going, and as Prue is sitting, 3 people now, trying to help her with these
Clean my face. Yeah.
your eyes all solid red, nose just pouring
Oh yeah,
because
making
this
as much of a mess. I'm
this was a
sneezing
hot
now more than
oil
ever.
a lot. V is super upset and frustrated and angry with it, but also very confused as to what you're doing there. Irandi, in true fashion, jumps out from the supply tent and yells, "Aha!" And
Yeah,
that
and with thaumaturgy, I'm gonna call out for Kasen, that scoundrel.
and as the echoing voice of Ovida echoes through this portion of the night market, shouting, "Bring me Kassem!" Would you say the troublemaker? It
A
echoes,
scoundrel.
that scoundrel, it echoes through the tents, and that's where we're going to stop for tonight.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see who's on that I can raid out to.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank
I
you,
appreciate
Dan.
it. If
Thank you
I
for running.
if I had one more
Yeah,
that
thank you.
wasn't going to be making it tonight, we still probably would have done this, but I had some other ideas. You guys rock. I'm always happy to count on this group of 8 players just throwing stuff at me that I don't expect, and fun ways to go about doing things that aren't quite the same or similar. Yeah, I really appreciate you. And anybody that's out there watching, I appreciate you too. And Jimmy Julius, if you're on.
He's not tonight.
Okay. Well, if you end up being on later, I appreciate you too. I love you guys. Drink water. Have a wonderful
Shouldn't do
week.
that yet.
We should be able to do this next week. So I'm planning on running next week. And hopefully by the end of this module. Part of what I am planning, while Mark is still looking this up, part of what I am planning is in between modules, we're going to have about 2 weeks of downtime in between sessions. So part of my homework for you guys is going to be, what are you guys doing in those 2 weeks? So that we can make dice rolls, or you can be working on a hobby or a Christmas present or whatever in between those modules. And so that you also are spending more time with the people at the Radiant Citadel. So part of what I would like from that homework is, who did you meet? Who did you hang out with? Did you get into trouble? Did you help anyone out? That kind of stuff, so that we can talk about you guys building part of the Radiant Citadel with your characters. But yeah, I appreciate you. And are you good, Mark?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. So drink some water. Know you're loved. And
Until next time, as always, be excellent to each other and game on.
game on. And go
Game
ahead and do
on.
it. I'm not going to do the video. Do it.
Oh, you're not? Oh, okay. That changes things.
I am tired.
I bet.
No, you're Dan.
I'm Dan.
You're Dan. All right. There we go. See you everybody next time. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 Central, 10 Eastern for Survival Tuesdays. Once Human. See you all then. Bye.
Bye.